welcome to Unmuzzled. I'm Sarah Lauk, your host. It is a podcast, P-A-W-D. Please make sure you spell it right and say it right here. It's all about the animals. I have known my guest today for 7 years. The reason that I know it's 7 years is because I go and look at when we've become Facebook friends. But she's a Live Like Roo supporter, and we've actually become good friends. So I'm honored to have Berkley here. We'll get to her in a minute. Here's our presenting sponsors.
Thank you so much to Unmuzzled's presenting sponsors. K9 Cruise is the place to take your pet. They offer dog and cat boarding, dog daycare, pet retail, and mindful day school. With over 12,000 square feet of indoor space and a spacious yard, they are the one-stop shop for professional pet care in Chicago. Bark Pouch makes mess-free lickable treats for a delightful time with your dogs. Reward good greetings, treat calm table manners, or enjoy a quiet walk together with their easy-to-use pouch. With 5 irresistible, all-human-grade recipes in 2 sizes, even picky pups find a favorite. One gentle squeeze and a quick lick of Bark Pouch dog treats, and you'll enjoy amazing attention, even when you're wearing gloves. Kiki's Corner Natural Pet Foods in downtown Woodfield, Illinois, just a block south of CDH Hospital and the railroad tracks. Kiki's has all your food and health aid needs for dogs and cats. Kiki's Corner for a healthy, happy pet.
Thank you, sponsors. I love you. Berkley, hello. How are you?
Hey there.
Berkley Cameron, everybody. So I originally met her through a live rescue, which she actually still works for, which I actually love. It's great that you're still with them. Huge part of my heart, that rescue. And in fact, our medical director for Live Like Roo Foundation, Laura, is also the medical director for a live rescue. So we're all a big happy family, which is awesome. But Berkley, I love what you do, not just here in the United States, but also in Aruba. So I wanted to have you on. And I have a million questions, and I'm sure that people will have questions. Just so everybody knows, we're pre-taping this, so you can't ask questions live. But please, on the recorded piece or on the podcast links, please ask questions. But Berkley has One Love Foundation, which is more so based in the United States. Or sorry, that one's Aruba, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, that one's Aruba. Sorry. And then Locks4Paws is in the United States to help people try to keep their pets by providing food and other resources. So Berkley, tell us how all of this started. Obviously, I have a million questions about Aruba and just how difficult that is at times. But tell us how you got involved in this, because I think it's awesome. It's really great.
Yeah, so I actually was in Aruba for a wedding, and that's where I first saw the problem. Like 30,000 stray dogs and cats running all over, a lot of them starving with medical problems. And so there was an animal rescue mission that they were having, and I went on that in 2020. And it was really inspiring. I got to meet all the rescues, the amazing people that are doing the work there. And, just the problems. It's an island, so you can't just like take a van and drive and get these dogs off the island. Once they're too big to fly, they have to, we have to get a cargo plane, and it's very expensive. And then they also run out of supplies a lot. So like they'll run out of kitten food or puppy milk, and you can't just go to Amazon and like order it. So they're always desperate for people to bring supplies as well.
So I'm going to just play devil's advocate, because I know some people will say, like, why aren't you doing anything here? Like, why? But you already were. Number one, you were with Live Rescue, and then you did turn it into something for here. But back to Aruba just a little bit, and then we'll get more to the United States portion. I think, when we go on vacation and we see, the inside of our hotel, and a lot of times we don't leave there, we stay in the hotel with the big pool and the nice restaurants and the glitz and the glamour of like going on vacation, America style,
Yep.
So I think too, like, when I go, I have always wanted to try to do something for the animals there. And I think if you're in animal welfare, that is where your heart goes. So for you to actually do something after attending probably an amazing wedding in Aruba is awesome. But how hard is it for you? Because I know you take a lot of trips there. How hard is it for you to leave and kind of, take back with you some of the heartache that you see?
Yeah, it's really hard because, all the foundations there are full, just like they kind of are in the US. So you may find like a really sweet dog that really needs help, that's just walking around, or a bunch of puppies. It's very common for them just to people just to throw puppies like in a box, like in the middle of the desert where there's no food and water. So you'll find these animals, but there's really no place for them to go because we can't just transport them that easily. So just I've met so many cool, animals there, and it's just like, how do you help because there's no place for them to go? So that's probably the hardest part is what to do with all these animals that are strays and running around and need medical help.
And two, if somebody is interested in doing similar to what you do, like, is there a way to go on vacation and try to help? Some of the because I don't want to do all of I don't want to do all of the whale watching and the sailboat. Like, I'd rather like sit by the pool, eat, and like go help dogs. Is there a way that people can find some way to help?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And so you can always bring supplies. All of the rescues, if Google in Aruba, they always need supplies. They have a list of Amazon supplies. So I always bring a suitcase full of supplies. You can also be a flight volunteer, which they always need. So basically, if they have a puppy or kitten that needs to fly, like let's say back to Chicago to get to their forever home, they meet you at the airport with the animal. They have all the paperwork. You just basically transport it, put it under your seat, and somebody meets you at the airport to pick up the animal. So that's also a great way. And then you can always volunteer at the rescues there. They're always desperate for help. If you want to take an animal for the day, or you want to help clean, or help walk dogs, whatever your passion is. There's cat rescues as well if you like cats. So um, there's always something you can do. You don't, for something for everyone. So just, before you go on vacation, I would suggest you look up what there is to do. I just was in Hawaii for work for a week, and I looked up, rescues there, and I actually took a dog out for a day, just to get him out of the shelter. So I think there's a lot you can do. You just have to, do a little research beforehand.
Yeah, and I think important to know, you're not just taking dogs and getting them out of there to rescue. You're doing a lot of the proactive things, helping owners with pet food, spay and neuter, vaccines, all of that. I know when I interviewed, I wish I could remember the name of this guy. But they don't believe in euthanasia. I'm trying to remember where that Thailand, I believe. So he unfortunately, has a huge battle on his hands where he's got like really sick dogs that they basically just let die because that's what their religion believes in. But that preventative work that you do for the citizens in Aruba and for stray pets is just as important as taking animals out of there, which you really don't want to do, really.
Yeah, that's what we found at first. We just didn't really know how we could help the most. And then after about a year, we decided the only way to really help and make a difference is through sterilization, through spay and neuter. And they really had no low cost or no cost spay and neuter when we first, started. So we really helped. There's one organization that offers low cost spay and neuter. So we've raised about $25,000 that we've given to them, and then they match it. So and then they opened AWAA, which is a no cost sterilization program where they actually go and pick the animals up in the neighborhoods and bring them, sterilize them, microchip them, and then return them. So we've really focused on basically all of our money goes to sterilization now because that's really the only thing that is going to make a difference there. And the same thing, the vets there are it's a very um, they don't like euthanasia either. So it's unless the dog is really, really bad off, they do not want to euthanize there. So that's another same kind of issue that you brought up. It's hard.
Yeah, it's so interesting because after interviewing, I think his name was Tim. I wish. Sorry, guys. It was like the first podcast that I did when I brought the podcast back. So go back and look at it, and I'll link to it. But I feel for the really sick animals, but then I think about my 2.7 pound Chihuahua and how tough it would be to euthanize him. It would be so tough. You kind of just want them to go to sleep. I'm gonna cry. But it really, like, the more I thought, like, because you think like, oh no, like that can't happen. Like, we can't not euthanize sick or in pain animals. But like, sometimes they have a point. Sometimes it does make sense.
Right, and a lot of times there's dogs and animals you never thought were going to make it, and then they end up making it, and like they do great. So it is a
Yeah,
hard decision to make. So at
yeah,
least sterilizing, it's going to cut down on, the number of suffering animals, basically.
right. So what is the hardest part, the toughest part about kind of helping there?
So I think the toughest part about helping in Aruba is, um, I think fundraising is one thing because people will ask you, how come Aruba? There's so many animals here that need help. And I always say that that's true. What are you doing to help in the US? Because, we do a lot of that as well, but they don't have as many organizations really to help there to help raise money and bring supplies. And it's just, they don't have a lot of resources. So I think fundraising is a one part because it's not in the US. And the other part is just seeing all the suffering and not really not seeing the difference right away because we're doing the sterilization, so it's going to help in the future. But every time you go, you're seeing a little bit of change, but not a ton. You still see a lot of suffering, and so you always leave there, wanting to do more. It motivates us to think what we can do more.
Yeah, I think too, like, the dollar goes a lot further there. So those people that are constantly like, why are you helping animals in the South? And why are you bringing animals from the South here? Or why are you taking animals from Indiana? Like, it's all different circumstances. There's rescues for everything. There's foundations for everything. You just have to pick and choose. Like, obviously you were inspired but by going to a wedding and seeing all these stray dogs, there's a need there, and your help, look at all of the it's done there. I mean, it's really remarkable.
But it's hard to like go someplace and see that and then just like leave and be like, oh, I'm fine. I don't know. To be fine with it, I guess. I couldn't just leave and not do anything. It just didn't feel right.
Yeah, totally, that makes sense. So Locks4Paws, so basically, because you couldn't do exactly what you did in Aruba to help pet owners in the United States, I assume because of the legal and the tax things, you joined an organization. Did you start Locks4Paws, or you joined it, right?
Yeah, I started Locks4Paws. Me and two of my friends, two of my other friends that are into this. So
I should have known that. I shouldn't.
yeah,
I should have known that you started it.
yeah.
So
I
tell
just
us
wanted
what
to do
that is.
more.
Yeah. So tell us what that is.
So Locks4Paws, we started. Actually, I did a lot of work here in Chicago with Crisp and with One Tail at a Time. They did a lot of pet food pantries, and so it wasn't a unique idea, but I wanted to bring that to other cities because I thought it was such a great idea. The diversion, intake diversion. I volunteer at Chicago Animal Care and Control, and a lot of times people that bring animals in, it's because they can't afford like vet care and they can't afford food, and it just seemed like such like a simple solution if we can like at least provide food for people, that they could keep their pets and keep them out of the shelters. So that's why we started Locks4Paws to kind of take the idea that I saw in Chicago and kind of mirror that in other cities. And so we've partnered with like human pantries. We also saw that human pantries, they don't always have cat and dog food or they don't have any cat and dog food. So that's a piece that was missing with the human pet food pantry or human pantries. So we've just kind of partnered with them where we provide food. Grandma Lucy's is our pet food sponsor, so we are able to provide pet food for these human pantries, and we have about 12 pantries across the US right now. And we also try to offer some like basic vet care. We're going to start microchipping and vaccine clinics as well this year. So just trying to do anything we can to try to keep pets out of the shelters because they're all so crowded here in the US. The story of this dog sitting in the rain here basically. When we went to Aruba, we were at this place called Baby Beach where we go, and we were actually trying to have a fun day and not do animal rescue work. We were actually at a bar there, and we saw this poor dog, and somebody had told us that it had been sitting there, that somebody had dumped it. A family had dumped it there, and it had been sitting in the rain, which it doesn't rain very often in Aruba, but it had been sitting in the rain for like 2 or 3 days waiting for its family to pick him up. And so it just broke our heart. And again, we didn't have any place for this dog to go, but we couldn't just leave her there. So we picked her up, put her in the car, and decided we were going to figure out what to do with her later. So we reached out to some of our friends there, and we found a place to keep her until we could figure out how to get her to the US. So a friend of ours kept her in their yard for probably about a month, and kind of, she was so sweet. She had just had puppies, it looked like. So she was a really good candidate to be adopted. So we finally got her on a cargo flight. About a couple months later, we got her on a cargo flight, and a live rescue agreed to take her in. So that was amazing. And Laura Krill, basically one of her friends, wanted to foster. We called her Baby, the dog. And after about a couple days, they fell in love with her and said that they wanted to keep her. She fit really well into their family. So now she has uh, a dog. She has another dog she lives with and two little kids, and she has like the best home. So it was a great story.
I love that so much. And the picture on the right is
Oh,
just it's so heartbreaking. Like it's so heartbreaking. But I love
yeah,
that
just
she's
has no clue what happened, like why they would dump her.
yeah. So I'm assuming with both of these passions, the best thing to do is to send money if people can. Anything else? Do you have a wish list?
We do have wish lists. One Love Foundation, we have an Amazon wish list. We go several times a year to Aruba, so we can always take supplies. Locks4Paws, on our website, you can actually donate. You can donate a bag of food, and then it gets matched. Grandma Lucy's matches that, so you can pick the food pantry you want to donate to, and then they'll match with a bag of food. You can always reach out to us if you're interested in going to Aruba to volunteer. If you're a vet or a vet tech, they are really looking for people to come and help with the spay and neuter clinic. They're always looking for volunteers. If you want to start a pet food pantry in your area, if
Mm.
there's you're interested in doing that, we also like to talk to you about starting a pet food pantry in your area or your city.
I love that. And that's the thing, like people, I don't think they understand, like you can do things that are small and so meaningful. I mean, it really, and the $5 or imagine like buying a bag of food and then they're going to have another one. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, if everybody just did a small thing, it would really add up. But some people I think don't know where to start. Like where do you start to help? And it's just do something, just start by doing something.
Yeah, and it makes your vacations a little bit, more enjoyable when you know that you're helping those animals that you're looking at, on the beaches and in the hotel lobbies and all of those places. Berkley, thank you for everything you do. You're awesome. I'm so glad we're friends.
I know, me too. You've been an inspiration. So we have such a great rescue community in Chicago and it's so many strong women that have started, organizations. That's where I really got my passion. I saw the great work that's going on in Chicago and the collaboration. Like you said, we all support each other, and that doesn't happen everywhere. So I really that inspired me to be able to start my own thing.
Yeah, I mean, you are doing amazing work, and every time I see that you're going to Aruba or coming back, like it's amazing. I mean, the amount of times you go there and really make a difference. So thank you so much for all you do.
Well, thanks what you do as well. It's amazing.
Everyone, go follow all their pages. Go stalk Berkley. Ask her what she needs, or go to Aruba with her and help. Now, I kind of want to do that. Like honestly, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be very hard going there, but I'm sure it's so rewarding. So thank you, Berkley. Have a great night.
Yes, thank you.
Everyone, Berkley, go follow the pages. Okay, here they are again. Locks4Paws.org, okay, or OneLoveFoundation.org. All right, there you go. And now it is time for my supporting sponsors.
We can't do this podcast without the following supporting sponsors. This Valentine's Day, celebrate the moments of love and companionship with your pet, artfully captured by Kimberly Kingen. Her expertise and mission in pet photography is to capture those sweet, fleeting moments and turn them into cherished memories and custom artwork. Gift certificates are also available for the perfect gift. For more information, you can connect with her through the following email, kimberly@kimberlykingen.com. The Canine PT is Chicago's highest rated dog physical therapy clinic, and they're dedicated to enhancing the lives of four-legged companions as they age and or recovering from an injury. They also offer a discount for rescue dogs. For more information, please visit theK9PT.com. That's THEK9PT.com. Liz Starks at Guaranteed Rate. Check with Liz for the absolute best mortgage options. She helps when others can't and even calls it rescue loans. Buyers, sellers, or investors, give Liz a call. She can lend in all 50 states. NMLS number 224526. Anything is Possible is Chicago's premier dog training company. They offer group classes for every stage of your dog's life and have a talented team of behavior specialists to work through any issues that need modification using positive reinforcement. Check them out at anythingispossible.com.
Thank you, supporting sponsors. You guys are great. So coming up, and this could be next week or coming up soon, Great Lakes Pigeon Rescue. Hold on, let me remove this banner so you can see this. We have to move this one for a week or two, but they will be coming on soon. Really incredible work as I was doing my research. A pigeon is not just a pigeon. It's not like a bird that you see outside of your window, or these animals that they rescue are just incredible. They're doing amazing work. I've never really heard of anything like it. And I cannot wait to have her on. So give us some time for that, but hopefully next week. Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.